Be honest, do you actually know yourself, or are you running on autopilot, living out the same old habits, the same old beliefs, and other people's expectations? Well, if life keeps throwing you the same problems, it's not bad luck, it's a pattern. And if you don't wake up now, you'll be stuck and you'll spend the rest of your life sleeping. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about real self-awareness, releasing those toxic patterns, and how to stop gaslighting yourself and finally see the version of yourself that has been buried under all of that conditioning and self-doubt. Because let's be real, if you don't define yourself, someone else will. Self-awareness kicks in when you stop being in autopilot and when you start questioning your habits, your beliefs, your thoughts. And I get it, it's difficult for me as well. It's difficult to stay in the present moment because we are always worried about our future. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen in 1 month's time? What's going to happen next year? We're always worried about the next step that we miss being present in this very moment. And the thing is, time is literally an illusion. The only moment we have is now, the present moment. So let's stop worrying about the future and let's forget about the past, because literally the past does not exist anymore. So instead of worrying about the next thing, we're going to take our time and just be present in the moment. So if we're with someone, we're going to turn our phone off. If we're at work, we're just going to fully concentrate on work and not be thinking about everything else, because that is when you start to panic. That is when your body starts to get anxious. So instead of doing that, start to become more aware and more aware of yourself. Once you're more aware of yourself, you can sit in the present moment and just be immersed in one task. If you constantly find yourself running on autopilot, just take some time out of your day, just a couple of minutes, and do some deep breath work. This will help you to come back to the present moment, because you have to focus on your breath, and it's so good for regulating your nervous system. You can also journal. So just take out your thoughts, take out your emotions onto a piece of paper, and just take some time to reflect on your behavior. So if you get triggered by someone, ask yourself, even if you get triggered by them in the moment, it's completely fine. We always react in the moment, and it's fine as long as we reflect back and we ask ourselves, why did we react that way? Was it necessary for us to react in that way? Could we have done something differently? Why did we react that way? What triggered us? So we need to ask ourselves these questions so that we can be aware of our behavior the next time something happens, because the next time something happens, we're going to stop ourselves and we're going to be like, oh, this is what I did last time, but I didn't need to do that. So I'm going to change my behavior because I'm going towards the best version of myself. Number 2 is find your blind spots. Now, you can't fix what you refuse to acknowledge. So imagine you're driving a car with a big blindfold covering your eyes. No matter how much you try to press the gas, to turn the wheel, to feel your way through it, you're bound to crash. Well, that is exactly what you do when you don't recognize your blind spots. So blind spots are habits, behaviors, and beliefs that subconsciously hold you back. So they often come from childhood experiences and conditioning, and also from like trauma, fear, or unchallenged beliefs. And don't tell me you don't have blind spots, because we all do, because we are all just trying to figure out life, and anyone on the internet who pretends to have a perfect life and to have it all figured out is lying to you. The problem that arises is when you can't see them, or when you refuse to acknowledge that they're there, because if you can't see it, then you can't fix it. The common examples of blind spots are people pleasing. When you're a people pleaser, you're not just being kind just because you're kind, you're overextending yourself and you're neglecting your own needs. And this is what makes you resent other people. And that is why good people turn bad, because it wasn't because of the bad people that they turned bad. It's because they didn't know how to have boundaries. And because they didn't know how to have boundaries, other people stepped all over them. Another one is perfectionism. You're too scared about what other people think of you, or what you will think of yourself, because you judge yourself too harshly. This will lead to you missing so many opportunities. So what is the point? You only have one life. Live it how you want to. Feel the fear and do it anyways. Another one is overthinking. Overthinking is literally you just wasting time. It's procrastination. You're wasting time. You're missing opportunity. And it just leads to like this anxiety spiral. So instead of overthinking, just go and do it and then learn on the way. Another blind spot is being too harsh on ourselves. So that inner critic's voice is too loud while the advocate's voice is too quiet. This is self-sabotage. It's not motivation. It is self-sabotage. So instead of being harsh on yourself and shaming yourself into changing, start loving yourself into change, because you would just constantly feel like a failure and constantly feel regret and shame. So what is the point of that? Start loving yourself into change. Another blind spot which really makes me grind my teeth is people blaming external circumstances all the time. Stop blaming your external circumstances. Do with what you have make do with what you have. If you have a telephone, you can do something with your life. Go and do something. Go make something of your life. Go and try. The thing is, there is no harm in trying. You're just too scared about you failing, about other people seeing you fail. Who cares? You think I'm not scared of me failing? Yes, I am, but I do it anyways. In 5 years' time, am I going to regret trying and failing or just not trying at all? Because if I don't try at all, I will never win. That means there is no probability of me winning. But if I try, that means there is a probability of me winning. So the more times you try, the probability will be higher because life is a numbers game. So let's get out of the victim mindset and start taking accountability for our actions. Another blind spot is saying, this is just who I am. No, it's not. That is your conditioning. That is the past version of yourself. That is not even who you are. It is all the people around you. They have put their opinions and their beliefs onto you, and that is what has molded you and your beliefs. So instead of looking at other people and what they do and their beliefs, that is why it's so important to go into solitude for a period of time, because that is when you understand your true values, your morals, and who you really are and what really aligns with you. So stop limiting your potential by being stuck in these old patterns. And that goes into number 3, and that is stop labeling yourself. You think you know yourself because of your old habits, your old behaviors, your old beliefs. So you think you know who you are, when really who you know is the old programming, the limiting beliefs, and the survival pattern, not your highest potential. So the version of you that's playing small, that's anxious, that's holding you back is not the true you. That's the version of you that adapted to survival. Your self-image is outdated, so stop clinging onto the old version of yourself so that you can become the beautiful version of you that you were supposed to be. Because the thing is, we've all been conditioned from childhood. We've all been taught who to be. You need to be nice. You need to not be doing that. You need to behave in a certain way. We've been shaped by trauma, by abandonment, rejection, failure. So we have been shaped by all of these things, and that is what has made us become the person who we are right now. But those survival patterns are no longer needed because we are adults now. We are grown up. We can navigate life better. So stop living in this mental box where you've told yourself that, oh, I'm just shy, I'm bad at relationships, I'm bad at math, or whatever it is. Stop telling yourself that, because you are confining yourself to a box. Because beliefs are not truth. They are choices that you have made repeatedly, and that is why you think it is the truth. Number 4 is you need to break that cycle. Now, if you keep repeating the same cycle in your life and you're asking God, why is this happening to me again and again and again? Why am I in this bad relationship again and again and again? It's because you haven't changed the way you react to that experience. And that's why you're doomed to repeat them, because the universe works in very funny ways. If you don't learn the karmic lesson you are supposed to learn, you will continue to be in that karma cycle until you break it and learn the lesson. Because our brain always craves comfort, even if that comes in the form of self-sabotage. Because your brain doesn't prioritize happiness and growth. It prioritizes survival and what it's familiar with. So it wants to keep you alive, not thrive. So when it sees that you're in a dangerous situation by doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable, then it'll just be like, no, let's not do this. It's not comfortable for us. We're not doing this, and that is why it will make you panic. But as soon as you step over that barrier and you step into that discomfort, that is when your life will grow and you will flourish into becoming the best person that you can possibly be. Because yes, you will be uncomfortable in the moment, but you are doing that for long-term comfort. Whereas if you stay in comfort right now, that will cause you discomfort in the long run. Because the thing is, from our childhood traumas or experiences, our comfortable could mean staying in a toxic relationship. It could mean being a people pleaser. It could mean procrastination and negative self-talk. This can all feel comfortable when really and truly it's self-sabotage. So that is why it is so important for us to become self-aware. Number 5 is dig deep. So take the time out to know yourself, to really understand who you truly are, what you like, what you don't like, what things you like doing, what books you like reading, what series you like watching, what movies you like watching, what things you like to do when you go out. Find what truly resonates for you. Because the thing is, the more you spend time with people or doing things that don't resonate with your soul, you will never know who you are. You'll just be following everyone like a sheep, and that is not what we want. I want you to turn into the beautiful lioness that you are. So ask yourself, what am I unwilling to admit to myself? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? How can I improve on my strengths so that my weaknesses don't even matter? Because the more you understand yourself, the less power the world has over you. Number 6, your life is your book. So the behaviors, thoughts, the beliefs that are written in the book and the stories that you've been telling yourself are just stories. You can rewrite it. It is your book. So if you don't like the characters in it, if you don't like the surroundings, if you don't like yourself, you can change it all. It is your book. You're writing it. So instead of identifying by the narratives you've been living by, like, I hate the city that I'm living in, I don't have any opportunities here, I'm bad at relationships, change them. I'm so good at relationships. I'm living my best life in the beautiful city that I've always dreamed of living. There is so many opportunities in this city. Change the story. You are the author. You are the author of your own story. Don't let someone else hold the pen. Number 7 is we're going to stop being mysterious to ourselves and we're going to dig deep to find our true desires, our fears, what keeps us motivated. Because if we don't understand this, we will always feel lost. The more you know yourself, the more easier decisions become in life, because what doesn't align with it, you're not going to do it, because you know your purpose, you know your values, and you know what aligns with it, you know what doesn't. And one way you can find a bit more about yourself is by doing a personality test. Just type in Google personality test and it will come up. Fill the answers out as best as you can, and don't be lying here. Do what you feel is right. Tick the answer that first pops up into your head. If you first think is this one, then go with that one, and it will come up with such an accurate answer, like it's crazy. And you can take a guess in the comment section down below what personality you think I have. I would love to know, and you can even drop your own, because I would love to know what kind of personality you guys have, just to have a better understanding of you guys. Because if you don't take the time to understand yourself, your life will always feel like there's this missing piece to the puzzle. So ask yourself these things like, what do I want from life? What are my motivations? What are my desires? What do I dream of having in this life? Become more self-aware, and the only way you can do that is by sitting in solitude and knowing what you truly want. Number 8 is call out your ego. So your ego loves and it thrives in comfort, in validation, and being right all the time, even when it's not. So it will just make excuses, blame others, and just protect its pride instead of letting you grow. So instead of making excuses and blaming other people, take a moment to reflect back. Was I actually in the wrong? Because once you realize if you didn't make the right decision or you was wrong, it's not a sign of weakness. It's a form of strength that you can actually see where you went wrong, and you don't have pride because you can learn, you can grow. And that's a beautiful thing that a lot of people can't sit with, because the thing is, your ego will keep you safe, but it will never let you grow. Number 9 is to stop gaslighting ourselves. Now, because of our past experiences, we always second guess our thoughts, our intuition. It's time to stop doing that. Self-awareness means trusting ourselves and our own experiences instead of invalidating them. So pay attention. Sometimes you might be thinking, am I overreacting? Maybe I'm overreacting. Are you really though? Take the time out to really sit with your feelings and see how you are feeling. If something makes you uncomfortable, don't downplay it. That means it's uncomfortable. It's not for you. So don't downplay your own feelings and your own intuition. Trust yourself. And lastly, if you don't know yourself, someone else will define you. The thing is, if you don't know your likes, your dislikes, your values, then you'll just start following other people and you'll just be lost in the crowd. It's better to know yourself, stand in your truth, and like and love yourself fully than to be liked by other people for someone who you are not. Because without self-awareness, you literally become a passenger in your own life while you let other people be the main character and tell you what to do. So take full ownership of your decisions. What do you truly stand for? What are your values? What do you like doing? And if something doesn't align with you, just say no, and it's completely fine. So final takeaways: stop running on autopilot and start questioning everything. Start becoming more aware and more present in the moment. Self-awareness is your superpower. The more you develop it, the more you feel in control of your own life. Don't let someone else define who you are. Find that truth for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button down below and also joining my Telegram channel, which is pinned in the comment section too. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I will see you in my next one.